y'all, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining us. If you are returning, you already know it. You are fabulous. Welcome everybody. Okay, so these DIYs turned out so great. I cannot wait for y'all to see these. Thank you so much for being with me today. All right, so for this first one, I've got some of these signs from the Dollar Tree. And now why this is in slow motion, not really sure, but it just happened. Anyways, I've got some of the mirrors also from the Dollar Tree. I've got some of these picture frames that I got from Walmart. These were $4 a piece, and look at the wood grain on them, y'all. They are fabulous, okay? Like, nothing to do to them. They're already ready to go. Perfect for this DIY. So, to start out with, I lined up all of my signs, placed them upside down. I'm going to be putting the paint sticks on the back of them. Now, I used the paint sticks instead of the craft sticks because I really wanted a little more stability on the back of this just to make sure that it held together good. So that's why I ended up going with the paint sticks. Now, what I was using to cut those was my miter shears. Those came from Amazon, and I'll have a link in the description box for them. They work really good. Now, they are great for doing stuff like this, paint sticks, wood dowels, you know, that type of stuff, but they're not real easy to use. They take some major elbow grease. So just throwing that out there. I'm going to take some craft paper that I also got from the Dollar Tree, and we're just going to cover the back of this just to cover it up, get rid of the glitter, get rid of the craft sticks. It just makes it look more finished. Definitely got to cover up that glitter, though. That's the main thing. So just outlined it with hot glue, placed the craft paper down. I'm then taking a box cutter, and I'm just going around the edge of this sign. Just cutting that craft paper right off. Super simple. Look at the difference. Made such a difference. All right, now the first thing I'm going to do is take my plaster chalk paint along with my silver lining, my elephant, and also my mineral. And we are going to paint this and then go back and distress it. So I painted it first with the plaster. I then go in with my elephant and draw my lines. I take my brush that had the plaster on it and I begin to just brush over the top of it. I'm then going to dry it really, really good. I've got my heat gun to dry it with. I'll have a link in the description box for that. That dude is fantastic. I talk about it every video. Now, once that dried, I took a Sharpie marker, and everywhere that there was like a shiplap line cut out on the edge of this sign, I drew the line. So that way it really did mimic, you know, wood, the shiplap, like that it was definitely looked like wood. I'm going to go back in with a chip brush, and we're going to go over this with the mineral chalk paint. Now that mineral's got more of a brown tint to it, so it just really richens up the color of the paint. Just the contrast between the different colors is fantastic. I then go in with my silver lining, and that is just to kind of smooth everything in real good, make sure that everything's blended really well. I am also going to go in with my white chalk paint. And when we do that, we're just going to go right over the top of it, just dry brushing it really, really well. Now, this is the white, and that is to just lighten it up. Just really lighten it up a lot. This is just so cool. Such an easy way to do this, y'all. And I'm telling you, you cannot mess it up. You just add the paint until you get it the way that you want it to look. But I'm literally just kind of, swiping over the signs there. So simple. So simple. All right. Now that we got our base made, we're going to take those mirrors, and I'm just taking some antique wax by Waverly, and I'm just going right along the edge there. Now, they were already gold, so this was super simple to do to these. This just makes them look, antiqued. They look distressed. I just just go right over the edges with it. I'm making sure to add it to the corners real good, right where the two pieces meet. That's going to have more distress to it naturally, so that's what we did. Now, once I got that done, I decided to put some Mod Podge right over the top, and that's just to make sure that my wax stays put. It's not going to It's not going to come off. It's not going to chip or smear or anything like that. So that Mod Podge is just kind of like a sealant. I took those picture frames that we got from Walmart, flipped them over. I just took the hanger off the back of them, the stand, excuse me, not the hanger, the stand. I just took that off the back of them. I'm then going to take those mirrors and we're going to hot glue those down. Super simple. Just add my hot glue. Now, my hot glue gun gets seriously hot, so that's why you see the steam coming off of it there. It's a little cool in my craft room, so I think it makes it worse. Like, it just looks like it's massively hot, but it's just like a regular glue gun. Nothing different about it. I guess it just gets super hot, and then, of course, the cool air in my craft room doesn't help it any. So, just glued those mirrors right down to the picture frames. I'm then going to take this epoxy by Loctite. Now, this epoxy, most epoxies you have to actually hand mix. This one says that it mixes in the tube. So you just snap off the end, screw on the nozzle, and then when you push it out, it steadily mixes while you push it. I only put this in the corners because if it holds like it's supposed to, that's plenty. I'm going to have a crap ton of hot glue on there with it, so this should hold really, really well. I just added my hot glue all over, flipped it over. We're going to add it straight down to our sign, our base that we made there with the signs, the Dollar Tree signs. I'm going to do the same thing to the other mirror, just adding that epoxy. Now, there wasn't much in that little tube, but it was just enough for me to do this project. So if you try this out, or you try that epoxy for a project that you have, just warning, it's not much in there in that little bitty tube. But anyways, it was enough for what I was doing. Now, I took a nail and just hammered me a nail right up at in the middle at the top so that I could hang this little sign. How stinking cute is this, y'all? Okay, so I then decided it needed some greenery. It just was too plain. It was missing something. So I took some of this boxwood that I got from Walmart, and I just began to kind of place this on the bottom side of that sign that we just hung up. Literally just hot gluing it right into place. Right to the bottom part of that sign. And y'all, this is done. This is so stinking cool. I actually did this for my living room. I wanted something like this, and I'm very pleased with how it turned out. I hope that y'all like it. All right, y'all, DIY number 2. So for this one, I've got some of these wreath rings that I picked up at Walmart for like $2.47, I think. It comes with 3 different rings in it, so it's 3 different sizes there, small, medium, and large. I have got some eucalyptus picks that I also picked up at Walmart. These were, I think, like 97 cents a piece for those. And then I've also got this floral bush that I picked up. I believe it's got delphiniums. It has got peonies and maybe lilies. I can't remember exactly what all was in there, but beautiful, beautiful little set of flowers. So the first thing I did was start by snipping off all of my flowers. I took this burlap ribbon that I got from the Dollar General store for $2, doubled it together, folded it together. I have my finger protectors on because hot glue most definitely comes through burlap, okay? So I did opt to put the finger protectors on. Now, I just wrapped this around that ring, and the reason that we're doing that is so that I will have something to glue my florals to, and it worked out perfectly, actually. They really stayed in place really, really well. Now, when I got to the end, I just added a little more hot glue and twisted it around there. I ended up doing that to all 3 of those rings. Now the fun part, putting on the florals. So I started out with like the eucalyptus. I then did a flower. I did a little more eucalyptus. I did another flower. Little more eucalyptus, another flower, so on and so forth. Gorgeous. I actually have recently been to Hobby Lobby and looked at their flowers and their prices and whatnot. And y'all, Walmart has got just as good as stuff for a much cheaper price. I'm just going to be flat out honest. I love Hobby Lobby. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Hashtag I love Hobby Lobby. But the florals at Walmart are just as good. I swear they are. So I ended up putting these flowers on all 3 rings. And when I would get to like the smallest one, I only did like a few flowers so that each one was, just a little less than the next one. And then that way it would just be cohesive in the end. That's all I did to these, and I am absolutely in love with them. I think they are absolutely stunning. All right, y'all, moving right along. DIY number 3. Okay, so for this one, I've got one of these little boxes, little wooden boxes from the Dollar Tree. I've got this cutie little plant that I picked up from Walmart. Are we seeing the trend here? Walmart, of using a lot of products from Walmart in this video. All right, I've also got a piece of scrapbook paper that I picked up from the Hobby Lobby. I believe it was like a quarter. I've got another one of those signs from the Dollar Tree. And then I have got a picture frame that I picked up at the Goodwill for $1.99. I loved it because of the way the sides were made, just the wood on it. Now, I've got my craft paper, and I'm just going to cover this sign just like we did the other one. That's just mainly to get rid of the glitter. I do not like glitter. I hate that it gets everywhere. So that's one of the first things that I want to do when I use a sign like this. Now, I had a little trouble starting out here. I didn't have a great surface to be cutting this on, but whatever, we made it work. But I did need to cut this sign down. It's going to go on the back of this frame, so I just needed to cut it down just a little bit. But I wanted to show you all this because look how easy that was. I literally made 2 passes across that, and then it snapped right in half. I'm going to place that scrapbook paper down on my sign. I figured out how long it needed to be or how wide it needed to be, and then I cut it to fit the sign. So I just snip that off. I'm then going to take my Aleene's tacky glue that I have just fallen in love with. Y'all, I really do like this glue. It's multi-purpose for sure, and very easy to use, easy to get off of, your hands and your clothes and whatever. And it really works well. So I painted it onto this sign. Now I did get a little too much, and I end up putting some back in the bottle here in a minute. You'll see me do that, but I did get a little too much, but I just painted it onto the sign. We're going to put now I could have used Mod Podge, but Mod Podge, as you know, tends to leave wrinkles and creases and whatnot. This Aleene's does not. It worked out perfectly, actually. I did not put a coat across the top. Like once we put the paper down, I didn't do like a top coat or anything. I just left it as is, and it's worked out perfect. I've got this sign in my home. No problems out of it whatsoever. So 5 stars, 5, not 3. I don't know why I even said 3, but 5 stars for the Aleene's glue for sure. All right, now I'm taking that little wooden box, and I've got some stain that I mixed up. It's just gray chalk paint and water, and I'm just going to paint this entire little box. Now, I could have just painted 3 sides because obviously the 4th side is going to be glued down, but I just went ahead and painted the whole entire box. I was painting the rest of it anyway, so I might as well just paint the whole dang thing, right? So I painted the inside also, just in case, I change out the florals in this or something maybe, and you can see down in it a little bit. I also painted the bottom of it because it's going to be up on the wall, so you possibly will see the bottom. So, like I said, just painted it all, took a baby wipe, and then started to wipe it off. And the reason that I wanted to do a stain was so that you could still see the wood grain through there. It's gorgeous, a very pretty color. Worked out perfect. Now, I've got this faux leather ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree. Actually, this was sent to me by a very special viewer friend of mine that sent me a big old box of stuff. So, thank you again for that. But I've got this faux leather ribbon, and I'm going to make just a little handle on the front of this. Now, I started out, I was going to make 2, put 1 on each side, but it was so cute on the front that we only ended up doing 1. So, I just kind of eyeballed it as far as measuring it out to see, where I wanted it and how long it was going to need to be. I then took a thumbtack, also from the Dollar Tree, and just pushed it right in. Now, it does go through to the other side, but it's not bad. I mean, you just have to be careful. Don't, cut yourself if you stick your hand down in the box or whatever, but it's not sticking out that bad. I placed another one on the other side and then snipped off the excess ribbon, and it's so cute. Like, I loved it so much, I wanted it to be on the front. That's why we ended up not doing 2 of them. Now, this frame has got such good bones to it. Check it out. I took it outside and sanded it with my sander. I brought it in, flipped it over. I'm now adding wood glue to the back of it. Now, the wood glue of mine, the lid broke on it, so that's why I'm using a paintbrush to put it on. But I also added hot glue in between where my wood glue was. We're then going to take that sign with the paper on it and just place it right down on that frame. Now, as you can see, I got way too much wood glue. I don't know what I was thinking, but easy trick. We're going to wipe that off with a baby wipe here in a second, and it comes right off. No big deal. Hey, it's just crafting, okay? You can always fix it. I promise. All right, now we've got that ready. So we're going to take our little box and that wood glue once again, and I'm just going to paint it onto the back of there. Just adding just a little bit. I got a little too much. I had to wipe some off there, as you've seen. I'm going to take my hot glue, actually, and go right around the edge. So I'm hoping for the hot glue to hold it on long enough for the wood glue to adhere to the paper. You know what I mean? So hopefully that will work. It has, apparently, because the thing has not fallen off the wall. So far, so good. I added in my florals that we bought, stuck them right in there, and this is so stinking cute. And it's so cool because you can actually change out the florals in it and put in, the different seasons or whatever matches your decor. Y'all, this thing is just so stinking cute. All right, y'all, DIY number 4. Now, this one is more or less me showing you how to decorate this than it is a DIY, okay? So I got this lantern, this extra large lantern for $5 at Five Below. Super cute. Also got this large LED candle for $3.25 at Five Below. That thing is awesome. I bought like 6 of them. And then I've got this candlestick from the Dollar Tree and then these gorgeous florals from Walmart. The lamb's ear, and I've also got some boxwood. Y'all, they look so good. Very good quality florals for sure. Now, I've got a bunch of ribbon, bunch of different colors, bunch of different styles. You'll see why here in a minute, but I mainly wanted that peach color because all of our DIYs have had that peach color in it, and the stuff that I'm doing in my house for summer has got the peach color. So that's what we're going with. Now, I flipped that candlestick over, added hot glue to the bottom of it, and then I'm going to add it to the bottom of the lantern. Just wanted to doll it up a little bit. Now, I'm taking those florals and just snipping them right off the stem. That way they're much easier to work with. We're going to be placing those around the bottom of the lantern, just kind of circling them around there. Y'all check me out over on Instagram. That is a great place to connect. It's bless.beyond.measure.crafts. Also, I have a Facebook page, which is Bless Beyond Measure Crafts, and that page is strictly for y'all. Also, don't forget to check out my coffee shop. It's Bless Beyond Measure. That is where you can purchase most of the DIYs that you see done on this channel. That is an awesome little platform, and I love it. It's kind of like my first little business, so very proud of my little space on the coffee shop. Now, we just circled those florals underneath there. I'm then going to take the ribbon that I had and just start cutting it into strips. Did about 6 or 8 strips per color and style. It's a lot of ribbon. I then kind of crisscross those and alternate the ribbon, the colors and the texture and whatnot, just going through there. I'm then going to take some twine, slide it underneath my ribbon, or well, I actually flipped it over, but either way, you see what we're doing here. Put it in the middle and then tie a double knot. You're going to tie it as tight as you can possibly pull it. The tighter, the better. The nicer that your little bow, we're making a messy bow, the nicer it's going to fluff out. Now, this would definitely be the biggest messy bow I've ever made, but look at how stinking cute. I love it. Oh, my goodness. I took that bow and actually added it to the top of this lantern. I actually tied it on with the twine. But you'll see in the end, I didn't like it so much, so I ended up taking it off and putting it down with the greenery, and it looks super cute. This is such a cute way to fix this little lantern up. This thing was $5. I already had the ribbon at home, so this literally cost me less than 10 bucks. Too stinking cute. And now for a bonus DIY. This one is more or less me showing you how to decorate this, but I got this little truck for $10.98 at Walmart. Y'all, look at it. It is adorable. Oh my goodness. I have got peaches also from Walmart for $2.88. These are just fake peaches. And then I've got some reindeer moss that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. All I did to this was take that reindeer moss, put it in the back. I just kind of fluffed it out a little bit, broke it apart, fluffed it out, took my peaches, tossed those in, just kind of placed those in there, and voila. So stinking cute, y'all. I cannot wait for y'all to see this. Oh, yes, and cut the tag off, Mini Pearl. How stinking cute is that? Oh, I'm just done. that is it for today. Thank you so much. That was my daughter. Sorry. Anyways, all right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It is a free way to help your girl out, okay? Don't forget to share this with your friends and family and subscribe. That would be awesome. Hit that notification bell so that you will know each time I upload a new video. And y'all have a blessed day.